Oh, hi there, and welcome to the Chargestone Cave. We are in for a very shocking experience, and I am finally on summer break, and free at last. So I should be uploading daily again now. Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry for the very long delays, but now that I'm on summer break, that should not happen anymore. So, Chargestone Cave, if you've played Black and White, this place hasn't changed much, but there's a lot more trainers here and a lot less, well, Team Plasma isn't here at all. Upon entering, you'll meet up with Bianca, and yeah, you should recognize the layout of this place. It's not really that different at all. Generally speaking, though, it is an enormous place, so I'm probably going to randomly cut the video at some point and split this into 2 parts just because it'll be so long. There are some new wild Pokemon here. There's actually 5 of them to be exact. The first of them is Joltik, which evolves into Galvantula. It's an electric bug type Pokemon. And it does have a pretty cool, unique typing, but in terms of power, it's just outclassed compared to other electric-type Pokemon. I don't necessarily recommend it if you're looking for pure strength, but it is an interesting Pokemon. Whoops. Yeah, you can knock out around these little things, by the way. If you are looking for an electric type in this particular place, I would recommend the other option, which is Dynamo, which evolves into Electric and Electros. It is an electric type purely, and it has the Levitate ability, which gives it no weaknesses. Very, very interesting Pokemon. I think it's pretty good. I think it looks really weird, but it's not that bad in terms of raw power. So, if you're looking for an electric type, it's at least something to consider. And, let's see, knock some stuff around. If we head up here, there is something under this floating rock. It would be a yellow shard. Other Pokemon in this area include Kling, Clang, and Click-Clang. It's a steel type only. Though it's a pretty decent defensive Pokemon, it has really bad moves and too many electric type moves. I don't recommend it. I recommend, if anything, in this place that's a steel type, you go for the other option, which is Ferroseed, which evolves into Ferrothorn. It's a grass steel type, and I think its unique niche is it has a very impressive defensive stats, along with a cool ability, and when you combine it with a Rocky Helmet, whenever somebody attacks you with physical moves, they're going to be taking a lot of damage. So I think it's a pretty interesting Pokemon. I used it in Black and White. I'd say the biggest problem with it is it takes a pretty long while to evolve. Anyways, battles. The last Pokemon here is Nosepass, which if you level it up in this place, the Chargestone Cavern, it will evolve into Probopass, which is a rock steel type Pokemon, Nosepass only being rock type. And it's a very bulky Pokemon. It looks a bit strange as a Probopass, but I actually oddly like this Pokemon. I'd say its biggest problem is it doesn't really have the moveset to back up being a tank, but it's not a bad Pokemon, and if you're looking for a rock type, it's something to at least consider. God, I am so underleveled. I really need to spend some time level grinding. This is atrocious. It should be. I hate being underleveled. Story of my walkthroughing life. Anyways, if we head down this way, we can... I'm not really sure if there's any reason to push that rock. This place will eventually lead you back out of this area if you want to take a shortcut through and back and yada yada. You can grab a hyper potion here, and then we can wander on down this way. No hidden items here. Cross the bridge. Interesting conversation worth overhearing. And then we can knock this down. God, if there is one thing, just one thing I could pick about 5th gen that I love that they put in, it is the ability to keep spamming repels. Such a useful feature. Thank you, game developers, for thinking of this. Anyways, we do have some triple battles in this place. I like the concept of triple battles, but they are so long sometimes. I didn't actually know Flame Burst had splash damage, I guess you could call it. That was quite interesting. Learn something new every day. I think people get the impression that I know every single detail of Pokemon games. At one point in time I actually did, but I don't play a lot of Pokemon anymore, so I'm very rusty on the new games, because I haven't played them as much. When I did my Pokemon Emerald walkthrough, I played Emerald 50 zillion times, and I'm really rusty with Black and White too. I've only played this game maybe 2 or 3 times through it, and it's just wow, I forget things so easily. Simple things that I should know I forget. Oh well. I always come prepared when I film though. That's the good thing. Anyways, we could walk down these steps, and if you're wondering over here, this guy's the Nugget Man and the Nugget Boy. I feel like there's a joke to be made, but I don't want to make it. Did he just say nugget about? Oh my god. Ugh. Let's see. There's an extra area of this place to explore, but I'm gonna come over here and show the doctor first. Future Sight is one of those moves that sounds great on paper. Cool concept, attack a few turns after. In reality, it's not very useful at all. Anyways, that's the doctor. I pointed him out because he's very useful to go back to and heal. You can grab an Ultra Ball over here. I believe the nuggets that you get from the Nugget dudes can be sold in the aftergame for like $30,000, but I've mentioned this plenty of times. Money is not overly valuable in this game. There's a lot of video games where money is just kind of like useless because you get so much of it and then it just... I think the prime example of this in my mind is that I can think of is Skyrim, because it's like, at the beginning of the game you need all the monies just to buy a house, and then like after you get your house it's like, well, what do I do with all this money? I have nothing to buy, and the shopkeepers I can't sell my stuff to because they're out of money. Money, money, money. At the rate people give you things in this game, it's like, holy heck, it's like I own half the region just by walking through it. Oh boy. I don't have anything to do with this money. I think in Pokemon Emerald I actually did get I maxed out my money from just fighting the Elite Four several times. I don't know if there's any other Pokemon games I've actually maxed money out, and nowadays I just spend my money on repels and the occasional potions and maybe some... I mean, potions aren't even that useful anymore. Like, I don't know, because there's like doctors in every place in 5th gen, so it's like there's no reason to even worry about potions. If you have a few, you're good. And the only time I use repels is when I record, because it's like, well, I don't want to be bothered in the middle of my recording. But it's like, I don't know. I'm weird because I don't like using items when they're given to me. It's like, oh, there's a potion. I might need that for the final boss way down the road. And then the potion sits in my bag and I never use it the entire course of the game. Oh, what's this? Fancy Carbos? I'm gonna totally need that one day. I should just use items, like, I don't know. I'm real weird like that. I just never use anything. And then my bag ends up being full of junk that I never use. I felt like there was something I wanted to say, but I completely forgot, so I'm just gonna fight this battle and think about it. Thank you and good night.